Hello Libra, welcome to your love reading for December 2017. I'm using the Enchanted Tarot by Amy Zerner and Monty Farber, and I'm also using one oracle card from the Whispers of Love oracle deck, and I've got one from the Love Pack, and my little kitty is up there in the corner joining us. If you see his tail moving around, the rest of him doesn't show. Maybe I'll show you him. There he is. My little kitty loves to sit in this chair. Okay, now I gotta readjust. All right, so we'll start with this card here. This is the Hidden Energies. It is the card at the bottom of the deck, the Shadow card. When everything else has been dealt, this is what's rumbling under the surface. It's either a secret you keep from others or a secret that somebody's keeping from you. This is about the Four of Wands, which is happy domestic bliss, happy home, happy house. And why that's a secret, I'm not sure. I'm going to keep on going and maybe come back to this. Either it's something that you desire and you don't talk openly about, or you have a family and a home and you're having an affair and they don't know about it, or you're with somebody who has a home and a family that you don't know about, one way or the other. So this card here is defensiveness. And it's a problem. It's about you feeling defensive. Putting yourself up on your own little island in your own little lighthouse and being defensive towards your partner or towards the people that you're dating, or if you're the one who's having an affair and your significant other has some inkling that there's something going on and you're being defensive because you're being dishonest. And this one says choose love. You always have a choice as to what you should do. So if you're dating two different people, the message is to choose love. If you're with somebody because of some sexual magic that's taking place between the two of you, maybe that's not the best person for you according to that message. That message says to choose love. Choose the person who would be, who would love you, who loves you, who loves you. So this is the theme, which is the Three of Pentacles. This is working hard at your relationship. It could also be a third person involved in the relationship. And this represents you, the Lover's card. But in this deck, for whatever reason, there's three people. And just because of some of the other things I've seen here, I'm questioning if you're having an affair, if there's three people involved, or your significant other is involved in an affair, or you're dating, or maybe you're just dating more than one person. Because this is at the foundation. The Two of Pentacles is a juggling act. That would be all about juggling two different people. So maybe you're just dating more than one person, and that's what's showing up here. But the message is to choose love. Choose the one who would love you. And the conflict is this card. So the Devil card is a relationship. This is a person that's toxic for you, or you. If this is you just being defensive, if this is you having to be sneaky and lie about your situation, or the Devil card can also have to do with addictions, obsessions, and compulsions. If that's you or your significant other who's battling addictions, and that's a conflict in the relationship. If you're in a relationship with somebody who's battling addictions and you're seeking love elsewhere, you know, that could be the message here too. Maybe you secretly really want a happy home and you don't have it because your partner is toxic and your partner is battling addictions. And what you really want is the happiness and domestic bliss, and you're not finding that with that person because what you're finding instead is all these burdens and responsibilities and this heavy load to carry. And that's not what you want. You want domestic bliss. Okay, so in your past is this King of Hearts. This could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. But this could also indicate whether this is you or your partner, how they were very loving in the past. If it's gone sour, if they've become very angry or very jealous. The Devil card would also be somebody who's very angry or very jealous. Very spiteful. Maybe they're attacking you. Maybe your partner is attacking you all the time. And then you're in a defensive stance because of the way they're always attacking you. That no matter what you do, it's never good enough. So the Devil card, could be a person you're with who's just not being very nice to you. Maybe he was very nice in the past, but he's not very nice in the present. And maybe he's wearing a mask. This is the classic narcissist as well. This is somebody wearing a mask who pretended to be very loving and very open emotionally and pretended to be very romantic, but they're really not. Maybe they're very toxic, and now they're very, very jealous. And that's why you're in this defensive stance and put yourself up on this tower to get away. And you're defending yourself constantly because maybe they're constantly attacking you. And maybe you've gone out to find love elsewhere and to seek love in the arms of somebody else. And this is the Five of Hearts. This is having a broken heart, whether this is you or your partner or somebody in your past. But it's about having a broken heart. Whether you broke somebody's heart or they broke your heart. But that's about the situation here, whoever this was. If you're going out and having an affair and maybe you broke somebody's heart, or maybe this person was lying to you and pretended to be somebody that they're not. Maybe they pretended to be a very loving, giving person, and instead maybe they're battling addictions, and maybe they're hiding their own addictions. Maybe you're with somebody who's hiding their addictions. Hiding behind the mask and pretending they're okay. Or even if that's you, if you've got some secret addictions and you're hiding behind the mask pretending that everything's okay, and underneath it all you're finding a crutch. You're finding something to work as a crutch to help you feel better because there's some sense of loss within you, and you're using some kind of substance abuse as a way of filling that emptiness inside of you for whatever reason. Now, this is in your near future, and this is being defensive, whether this is you or your partner, but it's somebody who's being very defensive. And that's here. This defensiveness, if this is you, it's still showing up in your near future. Your heart is very guarded. Maybe you have the broken heart and you're being very guarded. Maybe you're wearing the mask and pretending that you're okay, but you're not because of some previous relationship that broke your heart, and you're finding it very hard to open yourself up to love because of what happened in your past. Maybe you did have a very romantic, loving person in your past, and he left for whatever reason, and now you're very guarded with your emotions and with your heart. And this is how you feel inside. And this is you. The Swords energy is the air sign, and you are an air sign. Libra is an air sign. But it's feeling successful. The King is somebody who's a strong leader, somebody who's in charge and command, somebody who's a very, very good communicator. Maybe you're just being very good at communicating, or you have a sharp tongue. If you're the one who's being defensive and you've got a sharp tongue right now because of your partner who's if you have a partner who's toxic and you just can't keep your mouth shut, and you let that person know how you feel, that could just be you being the master communicator and letting them know how you feel. Now, this is in your environment. This could be a Scorpio. The Death card represents a Scorpio. But it could also represent a transformation, somebody in your life who's undergoing a transformation. Or, if we look at somebody who's wearing a mask. So if you're with a partner who's battling addictions, and this transformation of somebody who's just not what they used to be. The Death card is also about transformation. So if he was a very kind and loving person in the past, then he isn't anymore because of his addictions. So that would be the transformation he's gone under. And I look at this card as somebody who's with addictions and losing weight and very skinny, very skeletal-like, and battling that, having that internal struggle, and maybe you're seeking love elsewhere. because you're struggling. Maybe this is about, this is a juggling act that you're playing. The Two of Pentacles is a juggling act. Whether you're juggling two people, or your partner's juggling two people, or maybe you're juggling a lot of responsibilities and juggling your finances if you're with somebody who's battling addictions. And they're using up all the money, spending all the money on their addiction, or you are. And the Six of Pentacles here is your hopes and fears. This is hoping for generosity. Hoping that somebody is going to be generous towards you, or hoping that you can be generous, because if this is you feeling very closed off emotionally, and you're hoping that at some point in your future you can open up and be much more generous with your love towards somebody, finding somebody who's loving, not somebody who's toxic. If you're with somebody who's toxic right now, and you're longing for somebody that you can open up to and be generous with your love towards that person because they deserve you. You know, and the message is choose love. If you're in a really bad relationship, and this is the message that says, choose love. You have a choice as to what you should do, and choose the right person. If this is a juggling act between two people, then choose the one who's more loving towards you. Now this is in your final outcome. The Princess of Swords is also an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but it's also a messenger. This is also about communication. So if this is you communicating your feelings, being able to open up and communicating your feelings towards somebody about what it is that you really want, or communicating with somebody new, looking for somebody new, if you're dating online and looking for another person. And here's your hopes and dreams coming true. The Star card is all about your hopes and dreams coming true. So that's in your final outcome. You know, I think this is also Aquarius. The Star card, or is Aquarius Temperance? No, I think this is Aquarius. I think the Star card is also Aquarius. But it's about your hopes and dreams coming true. Aquarius is also an air sign, which the Princess of Swords, if there's a woman in your future who's an Aquarius, that would be this, between the Star card and the Princess of Swords, that would reflect an Aquarius. But that's your hopes and dreams coming true. And we also have this Five of Pentacles, which is feeling left out in the cold. So maybe you're going to finally leave somebody. Maybe you're finally going to make the choice to leave that person who's toxic for you. Or maybe they're going to leave you. But one way or the other, somebody is being left out in the cold. Or maybe if you're juggling two different people, you finally make a choice about which one you want, and then the other person is being left out in the cold. And that's the opposite of this card. This Four of Wands is about a happy home and domestic bliss, and the Five of Pentacles is all about loss. So somebody's losing out in the end, whether that's you or whether that's your partner, or if you're juggling two people, one of them, you're leaving one of them behind. And one of them is going to be left out in the cold, and you're going to choose the other one. So that's your reading, Libra. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Please click the bell for notifications. I do several readings a month, and then you can get notified as soon as I put them out. I sometimes do them every week, and you'll know as soon as I do a reading. And thanks for watching. Take care and God bless. I hope you have a great month.